Can you hear now?
Can y'all hear? Sound man about to be fired.
Yeah, Josh a terrible engineer. Front house anyway. He's a good recording engineer. He's a terrible live sound, unfortunately.
Alright.
I can't believe Josh. Josh, you made me make them miss my intro, man.
You want to do it
That was
again?
classic. No, I can't do it. Once it's done, it's done. You can't retake that, man. That's one take.
You gotta welcome him back though.
Well, okay.
Josh just loking us out today, man.
Yeah, it's been a tough day, guys. I give my mic right. Hey, everybody. I'm Josh Miles.
And I'm Shaq Riley
And welcome to the I Hear You.
podcast.
I'm so glad to have you today. We're so glad to see you all today. And y'all will never guess. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all will never guess who we have with us today.
They know now, Josh. Everybody else said, hey, everybody. Good to see y'all again. Thank y'all for having me. Appreciate the invite.
Danny, we're glad to have you, man. But I was asking you, I know you've been in Tupelo a little second today. What you get to eat, man?
Josh, I tell you what, I was supposed to be on a diet. Sort of. Seriously, I'm not laughing, man. I mean,
Okay.
y'all laughing. I'm not. I was supposed to be on a diet.
Okay.
So I had one piece of fish, some coleslaw, and corn on the cob. But I got a cheesecake, and I got it in the car, and I'm not going to eat it.
Sound like he was at Captain D's somewhere. What?
Well, yeah. You know, huh? You know what's on the menu, Shaq?
Yeah, that cheesecake.
Yeah. I'm going to take it home, though. Me and the grandboy probably going to tackle it tonight.
Yeah,
I let him smash it all over his face and mine.
well, either that.
Well, leave it with y'all.
Yeah, because you know, I don't need it neither. But
Hey, we supposed to be going to the gym. We ain't been to the gym in 2 days.
we ain't been to the gym in 2
So
days.
don't leave.
man.
Hey, guys, go. Go. Force yourself to go. I'm going to make it a habit. I'm getting disciplined, man. I used to weigh 145 pounds. Then I moved up to 162. Now I'm at 172.
For real.
And my doctor told me I wasn't tall enough for that. So I really need to be down to like 156.
Well, you ain't that far off from that.
Yeah,
though,
short is cool, but if you're short and fat, that's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's over with, man. So be walking around looking like people be saying, hey, there's the penguin, especially because I'm always wearing black. So,
You do a bunch of walking, so they gonna get down.
man, look, I looked at me walking on that video in front of Calvin, them coming to the stage the other day. I said, I got to change my walk. I'm walking like an old man now. I'm walking fast, but I'm doing this. And now I got to get that swag back.
Well, I know I
Let
got
us know where y'all listening at, where y'all tuning in from.
Listening from? Josh, you got a big following in the Carolinas, I noticed from previous podcasts. People from the Carolinas and Ohio listen to you, watch your podcast.
Yeah, man.
for real.
Yeah. Somebody from the Carolinas probably on there now.
Y'all talk to us if you're from the Carolinas. Let us know.
If you're from the Carolinas, home of Justin Mickens,
The Mickens boys,
Lil Roy and the Revelation, King
Yes, sir.
George,
Calvin.
Calvin Richardson, Anthony Hamilton, K.C. Haley. Carolinas, man, loaded.
There's a lot of stuff come out of Carolina.
They
Lot of
loaded,
it,
man.
man. They loaded, man. Carolina's loaded.
Doc McKenzie come out of Carolina.
Dr. Kansas. What Boone from? Ain't Boone from the Carolinas?
Boone from
Mike
Carolina, I
Boone.
think.
Yeah, Boone from Carolinas.
Doc.
Yeah,
Oh.
Doc. All of them groups that claim to be from Detroit and Milwaukee and stuff lived in the Carolinas. From Detroit, Michigan, of all of theirs. Everybody live in the Carolinas.
Hey, most Slim them was from Carolina.
Yeah, from the Carolinas, man. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Over there in the Carolinas. Yeah. Tommy Ellison,
Hey.
Luther Barnes.
Boy, that's
Carolina's full, man.
a lot come out of
I
Carolina.
come out of the Carolinas, man. A lot of singing, R&B and gospel.
Gospel, yeah. And country too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ain't that
rough.
what- yeah, I about to say.
yeah. Then Bill Pinkney's from the Carolinas, wasn't he?
Who in the
The
blue
Drifters, Who in the Blowfist. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Carolina, what?
Carolina.
He named his daughter Charlotte.
Yeah, Carolinas, man. I like
Woo.
the Carolinas.
Well, y'all ain't nobody told her where they was from, man. Y'all talk to us. Tell us what town you from.
Somebody said, I love your interview. Thomas Lee. They talking about you.
Tommy, oh, thank you, Mr. Tommy Lee. I wonder is Paul Collier on there?
Uh-oh.
Reverend Paul Collier, Pastor Paul Collier. Paul
Yeah, he
told me
pastor.
to tell you and Shaq something, but I can't say it live. Y'all just about know what it was.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah, y'all just about know what it was.
Louisiana.
Louisiana,
That's where that good crawfish is, and shit.
crawfish,
Boudin and all that gumbo.
lamb,
That king
hot
cake.
gumbo, spices. My brother be cooking stuff so spicy. He stayed down in Fort Polk for years. And boy, everything he cooked be burning his nose, man.
Anything on that south.
And he
gonna-
tricked me. He had this red pepper and green pepper, and he had this yellow one. He was like, try one of these peppers, just whichever one you want to try. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to try the red one because I know it's hot. I'm not going to try the green one because it's probably going to be spicy or hot. I took a bit off the yellow one. He said, boy, I knew you was going to do it. I'm talking about burn my nose. They got a pepper down there. That's a yellow pepper. If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's hotter than hot. Like,
That ain't habanero, is it?
I don't know what it is. I know it ain't what I'm having no more. I know that. He cooked everything with spices.
Lexington.
That's what Thomas Lee said. He from home of the Quartet Juke.
Oh, is that Lexington, North Carolina?
He said Lexington, Mississippi.
Lexington, Mississippi. Oh, what happened? Mississippi. Ain't no jukers in Lexington, Mississippi, man. Nobody but Fitzgerald. Tyrone Lindsay, the Cotton Choppers, Johnny Delaney, but he from Kruger or something.
South Carolina in the building.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. All the cats in Lexington, cool.
Arkansas.
They try to stand back in their leg, bow-legged the
Stand
same.
back on their leg.
Yeah.
North Mississippi.
Billy Poncho. What's up, Billy? That's my guy.
Yeah, Poncho. We like spice. That's Louisiana.
Yeah, I can't handle it. Y'all can have it.
Yeah, but I tell you one thing about Louisiana, New Orleans rather. We went to New Orleans for the GMWA one year, and we went to that Popeyes down there on the strip. That was the best Popeyes I ever been to in my life.
Well, hey, that's where it originated from, didn't it? And then it
Yeah.
originated in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I saw George them on the New Orleans Jazz Festival. I saw clips on. Shout out to George Dean and G4
That's
playing the big stage.
that was your neck of the woods, ain't on Paris Avenue.
Paris Avenue,
But they ain't got counties down there. They got parishes.
Parishes. Yeah.
I'm from the same place that man was from running across the stage at Lee Williams.
Day. Abbeville.
He talking about Bobby.
Oh,
Little person.
from Abbeville, yeah. Abbeville, Mississippi.
Well, since we're so glad to have you, we're gonna call you up, Danny.
Want me to take my time and sing? How did Danny Walker used to do it? Stand to the side. Danny Walker used to sing, man.
He was doing it.
Yeah,
That was
look,
my-
man, me and Ferris had the violinaires 2 years ago in the studio. Danny Walker can still sing. He can't sing as high as he used to, of course, because of old age. I don't know if anybody can still do what they done in their 20s,
Right.
but he can still sing.
He's still a singer.
He came in the studio, he knocked all background vocals out on 2 songs in about 4 hours. Him.
By himself.
Yeah, the rest of them was,
Sleep somewhere.
no, they wasn't asleep. They was there, but yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that. Little
Oh,
Blair already said, I heard you was talking down on the group. Okay, nigga, I mean, what? I'm just saying. Come on, man. You don't want me to tell the truth? You saying gospel now, you want me to tell a lie?
They say tell the truth and shame the devil. Like,
Talking down, rating the group. All right, man, whatever, bye.
it's crazy.
I'm just saying, bye, you okay? Write that off as a loss. Danny can say it though.
well, up, and it was one of my favorite. Not at the time, because I really didn't know much about the Violinaires, why they were doing what they were doing. But when I went back to watch a lot of them old videos, I was like, "Who is that dude?"
Oh yeah. See, you saw. Did you ever see Blair live?
I never got to see them.
That's what I'm saying. So you missed like the real essence of. But you saw the Jews with Cleve, Clay, Major, and Ben. Or did you? Or
Yeah.
was Major dead?
Nah, I done seen the whole set.
You saw the whole set of Jews. Imagine seeing them when they were in their 30s and 40s, when I was a kid.
I know that was tough.
Then you saw the Violinaires with Blair, Lil Shot, Danny and Robert when Danny and Robert was young. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
That was a
Charlie
different
Brown,
time.
JC. Oh yeah. Different time when Willie Neal with Jeffrey and Teddy and all them was young and Robert. No, before Robert, Charles McClain. That was my favorite set of keynotes.
That's all I be telling.
That was my favorite set of keynotes with Charles McClain, with Jeff Newberry, Charles McClain, and Teddy Cross in the background. You know, with Larry and Val, and sometimes
Val.
Kevin Cloud. Kevin Cloud, yeah, Kevin Cloud and Clifford Browser. They played with everybody. Banks. Keno, little Joey played guitar. Joey and them played with everybody. You would see him one year with the Keynotes, and one year with Slim. But Slim with Al and Sugar.
The troll has made his way in.
Carlo
Mr.
Hale.
Hell.
Who was the troll?
Carlo.
I call him LeBron Biggie
Oh,
Troll.
man. What up, Carlos?
That LeBron Biggie Troll right there.
Yeah, them the good old days, man.
I really would like to have seen some of that, but I caught the tail end of like the excitement of Quartet, and I caught the
But
decline.
when y'all started, it was high because, you know, you had the Cannons, and y'all basically caught the tail end of that 90s
Yeah.
era with the Cannons, and then Lee mid and late 90s and early 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a little older than y'all, so I got to see Banks with Henry Wesley and Willie Reed and Curtis Watson and Josh on drums. You know, it was special being a kid looking at all this stuff. And Maurice, I posted a picture of the Williams brothers at Melvin's and them sister funeral with Maurice Green and the original Williams brothers.
Yeah.
And somebody said, nah, Maurice wasn't with Williams brothers, he was with the Jackson L. I say, man, listen, Maurice Sherrill was an original. He was the Williams brothers' first drummer. Then from the Williams brothers to Banks. People don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played with Banks for a year or so.
Didn't know it.
I ain't
Played
got no
with Willie
Miami
Banks.
hat. I ain't no Miami fan.
Who was that? Marvin.
Yeah. He asked that
Shaq.
where Miami Heat cap at.
Well, if you got one, you may as well put it up because Jokic is there. Don't get excited about
Don't
that
get excited.
3-point win. If they had had 59 more seconds, man, it would have been over with.
Hey, Dr. Gina. Carlos said he a proud troll.
I ain't got nothing to say to that.
But yeah,
Keep on.
Quartet was special, man.
Ball.
It was special. Special part of my life and a lot of people's
Good,
lives.
Fred.
Fred Perry.
Well, Fred said, oh, what's good, Fred? Frederick. Fred Perry, second generation.
Danny, we ain't gonna hold you long. We want you to give us a recap on that concert you had in Holly Springs.
Well, first of all, I'm thankful to God for everybody that came out. I appreciate all of you for the support that you showed. And we had a great time. The weather was good. God blessed us, and everything turned out good. Turned out real good.
By how many people you think you had out there, bro?
Not enough. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't let them fool y'all. You're full of folks out
Not
there.
enough. Not enough. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all.
Everybody and their mama them was out there in their field.
Well, they didn't have their grandmama
They had their
them.
grandmama.
No, I didn't have enough. That's what
He said, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. We got one, though.
He talking about Jokic.
Okay, Marlon. All right. Okay.
Hey, I'm really cheering for them, but I think Jokic got too much.
We'll have this conversation on the next podcast. Recap that, the NBA Finals.
Recap of the NBA Finals coming soon.
But yeah, it was good, man. Last Sunday turned out real well. Everybody had a good time. You know, we had a few people found things to complain about, but that's with everything. Somebody probably sitting on the other end of that, finding something wrong with what we doing or saying tonight, but that's just life. No matter how good it is, no matter how perfect it is, somebody's going to find something to complain about. Man, I heard the concert in Holly Springs had what he said? Had sinners repenting. I mean, we went in, man. I mean, we went in. Everybody did their thing, man. Everybody done their thing. King George went in. Willie Clayton went in. My man Stacey Adams went in. Oh, yeah. Calvin Richardson. Oh, my God. You know, Kirby Smooth. My man. Kirby. Shout out to Kirby, man. I want to send prayers out to Kirby. Kirby actually got sick on stage and had to go to the hospital after the show. But he did a great job. My man OG Willie Hill was in the house. Cassie Bonner stepped up and did a song for me.
What?
Yes. Bobby Ray was one of Calvin's artists on the BMG label, did a couple of songs. Justin, Calvin's nephew, did a remarkable job. It was just good, man. Shout out to Big Mac from way back. He stepped in, called a few names for me, told a few jokes. Now he looking for me to pay him. I'm saying the volunteer didn't want me to pay him. Ain't that something? My friend now. It's my friend, Josh. You know what I'm saying? That's Mac, though. I got him covered. Jeremy Pierre from Fox 13. Oh, he turned it up.
Did he?
Yes. Jeremy Pierre turned it up. He done the thing.
You really gave them folks a festival out there then.
Well, yeah, that's what Danny Boy is all about, man. I'm not playing. You know, when I come, I want to come correct. I want everything to be like it's supposed to be. You know, I want to bring the big city festival to the country.
Facts.
And that's what I do. And that's what happened in Holly Springs.
They got their money worth out there.
Got their money worth and more. Matter of fact, on July 23rd, we coming back to Holly Springs, and we're going to do a lot of people wanted to get pictures with Calvin and George and Willie and Stacey and them, and they couldn't because there was so many people there. But Calvin likes to interact with his fans. He's very, very approachable. Even though he have all that security around him, and sometimes they look like they, you know, like they mean and junkyard dogs, but they really not. They nice guys. We got a good crew, man. Got a real professional crew. You know, nice guys.
Supposed to protect their boss.
Yeah, Corbin and Kev and Raphael and Big Kendall and then Soldier, his son. So, you know, we all work good together. But we're going to come back and do a CRE, talent review, with all the artists on the label. Justin, Stacey Adams, Bobby Ray, Billy D. Then we got some more artists, some local artists that's going to perform that's on Foster Vision. Okay. Because my thing is, man, and for me, when God has blessed me with what he's blessed me with, whatever little bit I can give back to help somebody to do what they want to do, that's how my blessings keep coming. It may not come from that person that I help, but God always send me somebody. So Sunday, July 23rd, Holly Springs, we're going to do a special CRE talent review hosted by Calvin Richardson. And we're going to do a special book signing. Calvin will have his books, Do You Without Them. We'll have books in the house. You can purchase the book, get an autographed copy of the book, and then get a picture with Calvin. He's going to host the show, okay? What up, Dale? That Jay-Z boy. Jigga, that Jay-Z's guy, man. Look, he just done cut us all the way loose. He getting that Jigga and Beyonce.
He ain't studying us no more.
Nah, he ain't studying us no more, man.
He out there in Cali with it.
Yeah, he out there in Cali, man.
Carlos said he heard the Calvin interview on Trend Saturday morning.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were on the trend. We were also on V101 with Stormy and WDIA on the Stan Bell Morning Show. This Friday, TK Soul is going to be on the Stan Bell Morning Show.
Okay.
Yep. And y'all see me live there too. Yep. So, and we're going to do a book signing, TK's book, My Road to My Success. He'll be doing a book signing in Memphis at the Castle on Jackson Avenue, 2:00 Friday. So we're just trying to work, man, and enjoy what God has given us and enjoy the people that God has blessed us to be able to work with.
Yes, my cousin Marvin said he want to meet you in person.
What's up, Marvin?
I think Billy asked you, do you remember the Heavenly Five and the spiritual specials from Water Valley?
I know. I was just telling my friend today, we used to come down to Water Valley to that church there and do revivals. Yeah, I remember the Heavenly Five. I don't think I remember the other group though. T Burns, what's up? That's my nephew, man. T Burns and Dedicated, Mr. Smith, Mr. Sip. T Burns be going in, boy.
Somebody a part.
What's up, Bell?
Experience.
He on the team, man.
Man, Bell put it down. Bell had guitar. Bell, I got all kinds of guitar tracks on you, boy.
Hey, Bell be on his knees some night, don't he?
Oh yeah. When Calvin called him out, he got he did the big stage then. He ain't gonna just do it. I don't know. Yeah, he'll do it on the big stage in the auditorium. When Calvin tell him, Bear, I want you to give him that Womack. He fall down on his knee. He had some fire shooting up out of his pocket one night.
Bad performer, man.
Oh yeah, Bear and entertainer.
He'll talking some business right now.
What he say?
Aisha can help you out with that book.
Real talk.
Oh yeah. We'll do that, Bear. I mean, Dale. We'll do that, Dale. What's the name of Dale's stage name?
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Yeah,
Screwdriver. His dude. That's his lead singer.
Screwdriver's lead singer.
What's the name of your band, dear?
We got to look Screwdriver up for Dale and play it for him one day.
I want to find that song that I got that somebody sent me. God rest his soul. I'm going to go and tell y'all. Keith Wonderboy sent me a song about 5 or 6 years ago. It was a gospel song. Some of y'all need to hear it. Title of the song is called Sit Your Ass Down. I'm going to send it to you and play it so you can play it, John. Somebody need to hear that. Some of you Southern Soul singers, gospel quartet singers, some of you preachers, churchgoers, ushers, choir members,
And lay members.
Oh yeah, my friend got an uncle that really needs to sit his ass down, going around from church to church, raising money like he's sick, smoking up a stove. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He lived out here in Tupelo too. He come over to every church, man. I told Rev Children, I said, man, y'all probably killed him. They gave him about $500-600, man. That joke had a testimony, man. When I heard the jobs, I said, nigga, you know you ain't no preacher. I told him, I said, y'all probably done killed him, man, because he had that much money. Dope man, boy, he probably smoked himself to death that Sunday.
Carlos said he'll play it.
I ain't gonna call his name though. They won't know who he is. I ain't gonna call his name.
Don't call it.
Yeah, for family purposes, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna put him out there. He needs to sit down though. He need to give him a seat.
Give it up and turn it loose.
Man.
Danny, so somebody said, I seen a post. I don't want to misquote him, but I think it might have been Squirt posted that they said Southern Soul is meant to bring attention and awareness. I think he said awareness to quartet.
I think they said Dion said it.
Said what now?
Hold on, let me see if I can
Dion Dog?
Yeah.
My Dion?
Yeah.
Said Dion said what now?
Hold on, I ain't finna.
Yeah, we need to try to get the exact quote. Because I seen it. I didn't say nothing because it just made me think. I was just thinking on that. What they call it? I need somebody to expound on that on that statement for me.
I'm gonna let you read the quote, but it sounds like it's just an opinion.
They might have quoted it, and somebody might have wrote it down. So I can't say who said it because I ain't hear it for myself.
Right. I just seen the post on Facebook.
Squirt said it.
Where you posted?
I think I want to say it's on Squirt. I want to say it's on Squirt page.
Quartet was meant roundabout to bring Amos Gaines.
What's going on, man?
How y'all? How you doing? What's up, Amos?
I did see it too. I can't remember.
So what was it say? Just roundabout, not word for word.
Yeah.
What was it about? What did it say?
In a sense, it was saying Southern Soul is meant to bring awareness to quartet music.
Not really. Not in my opinion.
Okay.
Because, of course, quartet has been around since the beginning, from the Golden Gates, Fish Jubilees, Dixie Hummingbirds, Blind Boys, since the 20s, before any of us were ever thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Southern Soul came about during the transition of radio in the mid and late 90s, where you would have artists like Denise LaSalle, who was a soul singer and R&B singer. And Southern Soul music is meant to bring more awareness to quartet music. Well, it all depends on that's somebody's opinion. Because a lot of these guys that singing quote unquote Southern Soul never sung quartet, don't really know anything about it. But you have a lot of them that do. Mm-hmm. And just so happens that right now, a couple of the guys at the top came from the quartet. Now, I'm not going to say the church, because a lot of them came from church, but most of our black people in the South, which is where Southern Soul originated from, it's a Southern region thing, mm-hmm. know something about church. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you got like Calvin with Lil Cedric and the Haleys, with KC now. That's KC and JoJo. Calvin was a part of that group. Right. You got George, comes out of Justin Mickens and Lil Roy's and them family. Mm-hmm. So they just happen to be the guys that are quote unquote a couple of the guys that are at the top. But then you got guys like Sir Charles, who daddy sang with the Christian All Stars. I didn't know that. Right, came out of the quartet. You know what I'm saying? Then you got guys like Tucker and Pokey, and them guys, they didn't sing in no quartet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think what the younger guys that are doing this music now, everybody's trying to drift over to Southern Soul because of what George has created with that sound. He's taken those bass lines and those grooves and those hooks that Lee Williams and the Williams brothers and Justin them, mm-hmm. but it's rightfully so, because you got Justin Mickens playing guitar. You know what I'm saying? He's singing it, so he knows he's got that voice, he's got that growl, that hoop. He's just singing lyrics to it, but that's his thing. Yeah. And he's the hot guy on the circuit right now.
With that being said, though, everybody can't try to sing.
Absolutely, that's his thing. But if you listen to Calvin Richardson's music, it's not quartet. No. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to TK Soul's music, it ain't quartet. He came from the church. No, Tucker's music is not quartet. It's got grooves. Right. It's got swing. So my thing is, Willie Clayton's music ain't got quartet. It's not quartet. But he had made records. Willie done sang gospel songs. Yeah. I think what people are getting a little over-expound with is George's success. But you got to look at, that's his thing. We were talking about the older groups before, like Banks and the Keynotes and the Clouds and all. The thing that was different in my era coming up from the late 60s to up to now with quartet is, and then with me studying it, everybody that sang quartet since the beginning had their own style. Yeah. Think about it. The Golden Gates, Fish Jubilees, Dixie Hummingbirds, Blind Boys, the original Blind Boys, and the Blind Boys from Alabama.
Tyrell.
And all of these groups, Spencer and them back in the day, Swan Civil Tones, they didn't have music. Right. The most they had a guitar player, one guitar player, that most. But mostly their style was basically off of their vocal style. and the sound of the lead singers.
And they were able to create different styles.
They were able to create different styles.
Yeah.
You know, all had harmonies, perfect harmonies back then.
Yeah.
But everybody had their own style. So when you heard them, you knew who it was. If you heard Claude Jeter, you know it's the Golden Gates. If you heard Ira Tucker, you know it's the Dixie Hummingbirds. You know, if you heard Spencer Taylor back then, you know it was Highway QCs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you had heard Blair, you know it was the Billionaires. You heard Willie, you know it's the Keynotes. Everybody had their own brand. And that's what George is bringing awareness to now. But if you look at the guys that were here before him, when you hear Calvin Richardson's music, you know it's Calvin. When you hear Tucker's music,
You know,
as soon as the groove come on, you know it's Tucker.
Yeah.
You hear Pokey, you know it's Pokey. When you hear Sir Charles, you know it's Sir Charles. You hear TK Soul, you know it's him. When you hear Willie Clayton, you know it's him. Just like Marvin Cease, Mel Waiters, Johnny Taylor, Tyrone Davis, Denise LaSalle, and the list goes on and on. So I think the younger guys are getting confused with the style. So everybody's trying to go in the studio and record gospel hooks and gospel grooves, quartet grooves, and sing R&B and blues lyrics to them. But that's George's thing. You know, that's his thing. It's not going to necessarily cause you or say you're going to have a hit because you can copy something that he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The key to it, in my opinion, is originality. The thing with me, with my shows and stuff, everybody do shows. Everybody do shows. And matter of fact, people had shows on the same day. But my thing is different because I'm different. And can't nobody beat me being Danny
Somebody
Boy.
said confused identity.
Well, yeah, whatever you call it. I ain't gonna necessarily say it's confusing because everybody always looks for something to pattern after when there's success. You know what I'm saying? When there's a certain amount of success, everybody looks to pattern out. But even if you look at the people that are successful, who have been at the top of whatever it is they're doing, whether it's music or sports or whatever, Kobe patterned his game after Michael Jordan, but it wasn't the same game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you follow me?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan said he patterned his game after Dr. J and George Gervin, but it wasn't the same game.
Right.
He took what they done and put it into himself, and he elevated it. And that's what Kobe, and you know what I'm saying? Shaq said he wanted to play like Wilt Chamberlain. So he took a part of what Wilt was doing, and he Shaqarized it. And he's Shaq.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You got to be able to create your own identity.
Every great got to have a pattern to follow by.
Yeah, you got to have a pattern, but you got to be able to create your own identity. And
Right.
that's what I strive to do. You know, I take what I've learned on the R&B circuit and the jazz circuit and the country shows, and I basically bring it to the Chitlin circuit, which is Southern Soul and Gospel Quartet. You know? Did you see anybody using LED walls, LED screens before I started?
I can't say I did.
No, now everybody's trying to do it.
Yeah.
You follow me? But it's good. I don't get offended by it. It actually
Presentation
makes me
matters,
happy.
Right. It's
It makes me-
upgrading the.
Yeah, it makes me, and we're raising the level of awareness to the genre of music.
Right.
So that when people come out to the shows, they don't just look to see people on a flatbed trailer with two DJs speakers.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the worst look you can have anyway.
You know, you follow me? But so we want the people to get their money worth. So when you do that, you raise the value of the show. You raise the value of the artists that you're bringing. You know? So people look to do that. I had some people complain about paying for parking. When you pay for parking everywhere you go. And then one lady said, I don't feel that you should have to do that in Mississippi. Why not?
'Cause
What
it's
separates Mississippi from Tennessee or Ohio? Nothing but the imaginary line we call the state line. The land is the same. So if I bring you a quality show, why do you feel that you shouldn't have to pay to park or pay for that just because it's in Mississippi? I didn't have a $5 parking show or $10 parking show. You know?
Yeah, crazy.
I'm really glad you said that, Danny, because when you gonna book me and Josh?
Yeah, we gonna sing. Hey, we gonna sing when I get that jug out. The jug that I've been waiting for, holding, letting it simmer and marinate for 5 years. That's what me and you and Josh gonna sing. That jug like the Beverly Hills. We gonna sing all night.
But I'm glad you just said that about people don't want to pay for parking in Mississippi, because I think that that's a lot of the reason people feel like quartet programs should be $5
Well,
because it's quartet.
It's not that they don't want to pay for parking in Mississippi. It's most of the time the person that's doing it or the type of show. Because when have you ever not paid for parking at Bancorp South if they have a show? When you turn up in there on show night, you pay for parking. Unless you park at the hotel or down the street. Am I right?
Yeah, some of them shows you pay for parking, some of them you don't.
Some of them you don't, but I'm saying it depends on the show, who's
right.
coming. Because what you have to do is, as a promoter, as a businessman, you have to make a calculation of what the show is going to cost, and you have to maximize your best potential to reach a profit, and you pass that on like any other business to the consumer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People go pull up to the pumps and they say, dog gas is high, but they still pump the gas.
Exactly.
But now they go into the grocery store and they buy eggs, milk, tomatoes, all this stuff is going up, but they never stop eating.
Yep.
You sure
Hey, boss lady.
$25 at a hotel too for parking.
Yeah, they never stop eating. And guess what? When have you ever had somebody to go into a hotel and they put your card up for incidentals?
You gonna pay it?
You're going to pay it. So it's sometimes with us, with our people, which is mainly who we cater to with quartet shows and Southern Soul, we cater to Black people. Most of the time it's people doing the shows that people know personally. And when I looked at the comment, at the end of her comment, she put in bold cap, just greedy. So her whole thing is the concept of thinking of how much money I'm getting ready to make.
Right.
But ain't nobody thought about the cost to put on the show.
Right.
See, when you see those nice commercials that I make and that stuff with Morgan Freeman's voice on it, and all that stuff costs money. To make it, to run it on the radio, it costs money. The stage, you know what I'm saying? If I had gone out there and got friends, I got a ton of friends with trucks. I could have told them, hey man, bring me 3 flatbed trailers, park them up side by side. I could have made a stage. But what people have been saying, wow, look at all that cryo and that stuff that you see Calvin Richardson doing, that stuff costs money.
Yeah.
Not only do it cost money to rent, it costs money to move it. You have to pay somebody to put it in place. You know what I'm saying? The cleanup. Y'all saw me out there on the field.
Yeah.
Now, I'm cleaning up stuff that y'all threw in the floor. And when all you had to do is put it in the trash. But because I know some of y'all are not going to be responsible and clean up behind yourselves, I had to hire people to clean up. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
That sound system, I didn't hire a DJ and say, come bring your sound system. And then people up on the hill say, we couldn't hear the artist. I hired a real professional sound system, a sound company. So all that stuff costs money. And people don't understand that because they don't do this. Right. So what they do is they want what they want.
Yeah.
They want the most that they can get for as little as they can.
As little as they can.
Right. And then when some of them don't get it, they complain. Who do they complain about? Me. If they go to Landon Center, Bancorp South, they not going to complain because they don't know nobody to complain to. See, if they jump on social media and say, them folks at Bancorp South, well, what folks? Who? They don't know nobody. But they go on social media.
If they did know somebody, they wouldn't kill.
Yeah, but they go on social media about me because they know me. They know my name. Oh, look, Danny, he just greeted. I don't think we should. Well, you don't think that, but you don't understand the necessity behind the business. Yeah. And it ain't my responsibility or my business to explain to you my business. Either you buy the ticket or pay for parking or you don't come. It's simple.
Right. But that's what I was saying that because I think that we had well, it's been an ongoing discussion since we kind of had this spat about like paying musicians and paying artists and certain things like that. And I when you just said that, as far as how one certain person was thinking they shouldn't have to pay for parking or whatever, how much money you getting and stuff like
well,
that.
when they make statements like just greedy, that means that you're paying attention to what you think I'm making.
Exactly.
But you don't know the cost of what I spent out.
And I feel like that a lot of that is the same with some certain promoters and some maybe churches or some people that want to book quartet groups or people that go to quartet concerts and say the ticket's too high.
Well, here's the thing, Josh. We came, and I say this all the time, gospel quartet, black gospel quartet, and Southern soul music is the only genre of music where anybody can jump up overnight, call themselves an artist, call themselves a DJ, call themselves a promoter.
Yeah.
Because you can come in the studio, you got a studio here. If you know how to turn all this stuff on, get on the mic, write you some lyrics, and record your song. Put it on social media.
Yeah.
Then you have jocks, so to speak, jocks, or really not, that come on the radio on the weekend because they can pay for their time or whatever. And they think that they radio announcers or promoters, and really they don't really have a clue. The artists are accessible. You can catch some of these guys at the gas station with an income tax check and book them. Seriously, I'm not being funny. You can.
I know
it's
it.
funny,
I know it.
but I'm serious.
I know.
So it makes it accessible. Anytime you can do anything, if there's something that everybody can do the same thing, the value of it depreciates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, there are some artists, I don't care how much money you got, you can't reach out to
Right.
William Morris and book their artist. When you say somebody, a lot of people would like to bring Beyonce. There's some guys that got the money. There's some rich people around here that's got the money. And ain't got nothing to do with color. Black or white, they could book Beyonce, Jay-Z. You don't see everybody jumping up booking New Edition and Keep Sweating them here in Bancorp South Arena. Know why? Because they don't have access to them. Yeah, you can go on the internet, you can find numbers, you can do this, you can send emails. But then once you actually reach those people, they're gonna ask you for an offer. And then you're gonna have a resume. Who have you done business with before? See, it's not that way with gospel quartets. It's not that way with Southern soul artists, you know? You can get some money and say, hey, well, I'm trying to find, I get calls all the time. Somebody called me today. Man, my friend wife trying to do something, man. They was looking at wanting to bring Calvin. What's the ticket on him? Well, first of all, when I tell you the truth, you don't want to hear it because you automatically think that I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? You follow me? So now you go research, you do this, and you find out. But then now the way that we moving and the way that we're all trying to raise the awareness and change the culture of what people look at, as far as the way that people look at what we do, Southern Soul. All the artists are trying to raise their brands,
Right.
make their brands more valuable. You follow what I'm saying?
Because the more
You have
valuable a
longevity.
brand,
The more valuable your brand is, the longer you last.
yeah.
You know? And so that's what we're doing. So if we give people the shows, you know, if you notice, there are more tours. We're playing in bigger buildings. We're going to different cities, more bigger places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you still got those people that have booked it in the past. I had a guy told me, call me and ask me. He got somebody else on the phone, call me and ask me. Man, what Calvin going for now? Now I'm talking to the guy on the phone, he in the background. Nah, for Calvin? Nah, man, I played Calvin back in 2012. Don't you got sense enough to know that 2012 was 11 years ago? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's because of the way they think. And that's the way the quartet people are looking at it. You know, I was telling my friend that we used to go down the hill there in the project. Y'all probably wasn't even born. We used to do Carver, but it was the I see something building or something. I think it was, but Carver High. Yeah, the multi-purpose. Down the hill, all the way down the hill, and do shows in that building. Well, you can't do that now. Can't do that now. And we used to think, oh, we got a house because the building be packed. Well, it didn't hold but 150 people, 175 people. And then you got 20 groups. You have an evening program and a night program. People pay $5 for the whole day or 10. You get in both programs. And some people still look at that, you know, because the new generation of quartetters now, you know, there's not a lot of younger quartet goers, because the music has changed. The culture of the music has changed. All the radio stations are playing praise and worship and inspirational music when used to be quartet dominated the radio. So out of every 10 songs, you would hear 8 quartet songs.
Yeah.
So it was more popular then. So what we have to do now as quartetters, if you're going to record that music, record quality music, find you a producer. And the worst thing that you can do, fellas, women, men, boys, and girls, is think that you're such a good songwriter that you can write all the hits for yourself and produce yourself. Because you got a song that sounds good to you does not mean it's a hit record, because you ain't buying it. You got to think about the masses of people. So why not go out and hire you a producer, not for you to come in and record you and you produce yourself.
Right.
But let him produce you.
And a songwriter.
And a songwriter. And that's one of the problems that we're having. Some people don't value gospel music. Yeah, some people don't. But some people don't value country music or hip hop or R&B or Southern soul.
Basically talking about when you said you can go book somebody at the gas station.
Yeah, but it's not the person's fault.
I'm saying that really ain't all gospel, because I'm saying you ain't gonna go book Maverick City like that.
No, you're not gonna book Maverick City. You can't book Kurt Franklin like that.
At all.
You know, you can't book Jacqueline Carr like that now.
At all.
And she used to come here all the time when she was on the up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can't what do you say? You can put your parking in with the ticket. They wouldn't understand that. That's Paul Flowers, what he say? You can put your parking in with the ticket.
Yeah, I guess he was saying you can put the price on the ticket.
Yeah, that's a notable suggestion, Paul. But here's the thing: if you charge what the show is really worth, $100, then people are going to say right off the top that the ticket is too high. So basically, what I suggest to people is that when you if you can't afford it, I understand it. Don't come. Don't try to tell somebody how to run their business. You know what I'm saying? Buy the ticket or don't buy it. Pay for parking or don't come. Yeah. Don't, the suggestions and stuff are good, but when you don't do this every day, then you don't understand that. We're trying to slowly raise the value of the shows. That way, if people feel like they're getting a better show, they wouldn't mind paying a higher ticket price, which is another thing wrong with quartet. If you're going to go and see a quartet show and you got 12 groups and everybody doing a damn drive and you're hearing the same stuff over and over and over, then you don't feel that you need to pay for that. When you go hear Kurt Franklin in Maverick City now, you're going to get a concert.
Bro.
When you hear Jacqueline, you're going to get a concert. You're going to hear the songs. You're not going to hear 1 or 2 songs preaching and then a drive. Everybody. So now, as good as a drive sound to me, all of us, because I'd be ready for it. But after I done heard 10 drives, I'm drove out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of it ain't just the people.
Right.
It's the way we present things. Yeah. So for me, as a promoter that's doing Southern Soul, my value is being able to bring what God has given me from learning more about entertainment and bringing it to this circuit, and working with artists that trust me enough and value me enough to allow me to do what I'm doing for them, and for them to be open-minded enough to want to do it. See, a lot of artists are scared to change what they're doing because
They're
they
scared
they
they're gonna lose booking.
Yeah,
They lose face with
And
the
at the
people.
end of the day, when somebody paying $10 to come see you, it's some type form of entertainment, like you just said. So you got to factor that in. I ain't saying just.
You got to factor it in. You got to factor it in. Anytime people are paying money to see you and hear you, they actually paying. They paying for the entertainment. They paying for the music. You know what I'm saying?
The gospel group must challenge themselves to expand.
Absolutely.
Well,
I mean, look at the world. Every 10 years, okay, think about this. You talk about the 50s. I ain't gonna say they called the 20s the roaring 20s, right?
yeah.
They call it that for a reason. Why? Because you came into the new century. People were dressing differently. People were dancing differently. People wore different styles of clothes, okay? When you get into the 30s, people's styles start changing. Every 10 years, everything changes. That's why you listen to the music on the radios. You have the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, 90s music don't sound like 80s music for the most part. 80s music don't sound like the 70s. 70s music don't sound like the 60s.
Right.
60s don't sound like doo-wop in the 50s.
Right. And a lot of them the same artists.
Same artists.
For a few decades.
Same artists. Keith Sweat been on top for 40 years. Been on top.
Yeah. But
New Edition.
The sound changed as the time
New
changed.
Edition just celebrated
sound even changed.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? New
30
Edition
years.
just celebrated what? Was it that 40th some year, 50th year anniversary? 40th year anniversary?
Yeah. Well, Mike was 50 years when.
Mike was 50, yeah. So the music changed. If you listen to New Edition now, even though if you go to their tour and their concert, they sing those same songs, but the style and the deliverance is different than what it was then. You know, if you listen to Keith Sweat, it still sounds like Keith Sweat. The record's still there, the production is there, but the deliverance is different because of technology and the advancement of people that's doing it. You know, you raise the value of it. Same music. And that's what Quartet's got to do.
Yep.
That's what they got to do. That's just my opinion. You know, if you want to be relevant, if not, just keep complaining because you're not gonna make people feel comfortable about paying for what they don't want to pay for. So I believe that with Southern Soul, quote unquote, which I don't, you know, people call it that. I just call it good music. Calvin ain't no blues singer. He ain't no Southern soul singer. He's an R&B and soul singer. George is a soul singer. Tucker, swing out. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to call it. It's just good music.
Yeah.
Pokey, side piece is a hit. What you gonna call side piece? It ain't no blues song. It's just a hit.
Yeah.
TK Soul, that ain't no blues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's good music. So it don't matter what the people call it. Let the people call it what they want to call it.
Right.
But if we raise the awareness of the people with the production of the shows and the performances, people won't mind paying higher prices. They won't mind paying for parking.
Yeah.
You know, they complaining now because we just at the beginning stages on it because people don't like changing. See, y'all not old enough to remember Stack Hill shoes and bell bottoms. Right? You know what I'm saying? But that was the thing.
Just seen the pictures.
That was the thing. Now, if you look at it slowly, gradually, in certain areas, it's coming back in style.
Yeah.
The bell bottom pants.
Mono Neon wear the stilettos.
Right. But that's his thing.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, they ain't back though, but
No, but trust me, he's got some people that's gonna follow because Prince did it. And he copied Prince.
That's what
Trust
I'm saying.
me, he's got a following.
That's what I'm saying. It may be a different group set of people, but they gonna
Different set of people. man.
somebody gonna bring that Jerry curl back. I'm just waiting
I'm
on.
coming to hear you sing. I'm coming to be entertained. And they said I went to see Commission a few years back. Hold on, you know. I went to see Commission a few years back, and the sound was the same, but the delivery was different.
Very different. Absolutely.
Very, very different.
Same songs.
DX7's up there no more.
Nah, they got motifs and
I'm gonna tell you
notes
something.
and
Just
chords
about
and
any
all.
time you walk on that stage and see a DX7, you might well go and get ready, buddy.
For a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you know it's a shaft. Whoever got a DX7 on stage is a shaft. If they got one in the studio for that sound, that's different.
Yeah, because they looking for the vintage
Yeah.
sound.
Yep. I'm telling you now, somebody gonna bring that Jerry curl back, Danny. I think we ought to do it.
Well, it ain't gonna be none of us because we ain't got enough hair. You gotta have hair to wear a
I'ma
real
give you a
Jerry
curl.
curl. See, the guys that wore Jerry curls back then had real natural hair.
Yeah.
See, and most of them
They
cats,
took them froze and
that wore Jerry curls, they got bald spots. That Jerry curl took the hair out. I never wore a Jerry curl. That's probably why I still got my hair at my age.
oh boy. Must know your target market.
That too.
Well, that's true. That's true too. But for me now with social media, my market is just anybody that like good music. Anybody want to see a good show. Because you can't determine what people like now. Social media has brought the world. It's broadened the world. And it brings things together. People that know me now would have never known me or never see me if I wasn't able to be here. People that didn't know y'all last year know y'all now or 6 months now because you're here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So social media brings the world together. To me, there's no such thing anymore as a target market because I found out that people like good music. You'll never know what's pleasing to somebody's ear. You know, we used to think all white people like country music.
Yeah.
That's not true. We used to think all white people sing country music. But you can see now with Kane Brown and Darius Rucker and all these guys that's singing, Lil Nas X and all these guys that's recording these songs, they're not white.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know what's pleasing to somebody's ear. We were at the NRG arena, holds like 75,000
Talking about Houston.
in Houston. We had 7,200 people. Taylor Swift was right next door at the stadium. She had 72,000. And when we were going in to load into our concert at 8 o'clock in the morning, people were coming in to her concert. And when I saw Chinese kids, black kids, Asian kids, white kids, everybody, even grown-ups, everybody locked up with hands together, laughing and talking and going to the Taylor Swift concert. That lets me know that her brand is bigger than just country music. Her music appeals to a lot of people's ears. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm at when I do a show, man. I want to bring people out. I don't care. If you like the music, we come. What y'all laughing at? Who commented on something? Dale? DX7 is still a great sound for the day music. Listen to the great late Wallace Strickland. DX7 is a good sound if you were born in that era.
Right.
You know, if you play a DX7 on stage now, you can't get the quality that off a record that you could back then. It's technology. DX7 is still a good sound to those of us that like the DX7.
Yeah, what you
I
use
like
it for.
that. But I don't want nobody playing the DX7 live on stage.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, it's you can't knock the board for the sound.
No.
You
Your boy,
Pastor June in the building.
Pastor June.
Ferris Evans.
I'm a fan of all y'all.
Hey, Doc, congratulations, man. Congratulations. I want to say thank you. In the top 30, man, on billboards, that's Ferris Evans Jr., baby.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Ferris Evans
The
Jr.
Ferris Evans.
See, that's prime example. Something almost 30 years old. Same song,
Yeah.
different feel to it. James Greer and Marette Brown Clark. A remake of I Want to Say Thank You, Ferris Evans song.
Yes,
A hit back then, a hit now.
Yeah, because they still singing in church.
Singing at church. So, but it's a different sound to it.
But I was gonna say about Lena, were you talking about Danny? She said I think I was supposed to have actually called him, but lost his number. He gave it to me to contact him.
901-355-7318. 901-355-7318. That's 901-355-7318 for more info.
Danny
Now,
Boy
you ought to have it
Entertainment.
then. You ought to have it.
That commercial. Can't nobody do what Wallace could do.
No, they can't do what Wallace could do. Back then, Wallace created a generational sound. You know what I'm saying? He's the founder of that.
He did.
He created the foundation of that, just like Spanky on guitar, or Dwayne Watkins on guitar, or Jubu on guitar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got people there's always people that are innovators, that start something. You know what I'm saying? The Wright brothers with the airplane.
Right.
Well, people don't fly on airplanes like they
that,
did.
don't
Right,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Henry Ford with the automobile. Somebody else created it, and he took it to another level.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you always got innovators and people at the foundation of something that started. And Wallace Strickland was one of those guys. He brought a sound to the gospel quartet that they didn't have before he brought it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But so did Hamp with the Clouds, with the Hammond organ.
Yeah.
You know, that was supposed to be a church thing.
Yeah.
He brought it to the quartet. Now, if you really want to listen to the innovators of the keyboard sound, go back and listen to Little Cedric and the Haleys.
Mm-hmm.
First gospel quartet to have 2 double-stack keyboards with all the horns and all of that stuff.
Yeah, they had.
Full band.
And
2
that,
double-stack keyboard players, 2 guitar players, bass player, and a crazy drummer.
was that the 80s?
That was early and mid-80s. And then the
that was the 80s sound, right?
Yeah. My friend is on here. Changed the way drummers. He brought a whole different feel to the gospel quartet drummers. Junebug, Ferris Evans Jr. Because before then, everybody was doing He came in, now, he wasn't the first drummer the Williams Brothers had. You had Maurice Sherrill, you had Michael Richardson. They played the songs, same songs. He just brought a different feel to it.
Yeah.
And he created the style of drumming that you hear all these young cats doing now. He was the first. Right?
Yeah.
See, I grew up with Johnny Valentine, Bobo, and Ricky Boston them, and Papa Hightower, where you had to hit the snare hard, turn your stick up backwards, hit the snare, and leave your hi-hats wide open, and crash your cymbal, and you know,
Playing with all arms.
all arms. No finesse, no just this. Shot. Come on, Daddy, shot.
I can't feel this now.
Right. But then June came along. He walks in, take his SM57. So I put him, what this dude doing? He miking his snare? He got a mic in his bass drum? I got my drum nailed to the floor so it won't move.
Nailed to the floor.
Yeah. Put a block and a nail in front of it, keep it from sliding. Kicking it so hard. Know what I'm saying? He come in, he put his mic in, he got his mic on the snare, got his little overhead, and everybody looking at him like, the hell is he doing? But see, he had been around different guys.
Mm-hmm.
He had been around the Tommies and commissions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had been around the Winans and the Clark sisters and all these people that were doing it the right way. Follow me? Yeah. So it's all about just technology and create. When I come to what?
When I come to singing, that's what I want to hear. Not preaching or revival. Playing good old gospel music and singing. Look, my mama down there.
I can agree with that. But back in the day, a group wasn't doing nothing if you didn't do that.
My mama over there.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, if you didn't have somebody that knew how to hoop or testify and stuff, they looked at you as if you wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because it was a tradition to get in the house.
Yeah.
You know, if you just came and you sang and you sound pretty,
Yeah. They're going to tell you ain't done
do
nothing.
Man, those folks be so mad if they went to a Maverick City concert and all they were doing is laying hands on folks. They'll be so mad at them folks.
Kirk Franklin has got one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Out of
Mr.
all the
Sermon.
R&B groups I've seen, Kirk Franklin's concert, the production of it, the arrangements, the sound, the whole nine, it was one of the best I've ever seen.
Because he going to give you a real
We're
concert.
going to give you a real concert.
Mr. Sermon, you can inbox me. We do that. We do them services. Yes, sir.
To be honest, Carter got a nice concert going on right now.
Oh, his tour?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but he
it's-
talked to me about it.
It's a
about
good- it's a-
doing it in a certain area.
It's a
But
good concert, man.
Zacardi is, he's a professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's been around professionals. He learned from John and some of the best. He knows how to do what he's doing. A lot of times I think people get
Shaking the cat.
people get the concept of what the music means to other people. The way that I visualize when I do something is I always look at it from me being on stage, looking through the mirror out in the audience, how the audience is going to perceive what I'm doing. I don't just look at it as if this is what I like, this is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this. I like doing this. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I look at it, okay, so who do the people want to see? I watch and see who they respond to the most when we at shows. Okay, so I watch them in this area. Some people in Alabama like certain things. Then they come over to Mississippi. They didn't get the same response in Mississippi as they did in Alabama. Then I look at the cats that's getting the overall response. And that's who I say, that's who the people want to see together. So if they like this person and they like that person and they like this person, then I place them in the order with the ones that I think got the bigger brand that the people are going to respond to the best. And you put them together and you make a good show. It's all about the packaging. See, some of the artists I like, the music I like, and it's what I listen to. I was playing some music other than one of the guys told me we were riding somewhere and we was on the Sprinter. I had my thing on. They was like, man, I ain't never heard that song. What you listening to? And I was playing D. Harvey's Leave Well Enough Alone. Then I played Uncle Sam's I Don't Ever Want to See You Again. Who sang that? See, you know what I'm saying? Then I played Dave Hollister's. Okay, I'm feeling that. But is that a show you want to hear? See, nah. That's just what Danny liked. So when I put together a show, I don't necessarily put together what I like. I try to put together what I think the people like, and I try to place it in a presentation to where everybody, no matter if you buy a nosebleed ticket or VIP, that everybody can enjoy the show the same. Who is that?
And my dad,
Pass it down there. What'd he say?
he said too much of anything is too much. I think they still talking about
What they all
they talking about preaching and carrying on while you at the concert.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
said
you
some
right.
testimony may be in order, but
You're right, Pastor. You're right. You're absolutely right. I agree.
well, Danny, when you book me on the blues show, can I testify?
Yeah, you can. Listen, if Charlie Wilson can testify. He's
Charlie
one of
Wilson
the-
be testifying.
He's one of the biggest R&B artists in the world. Your testimony will not go unnoticed because if you're doing it for real, God is going to hear it.
That's
and
right.
God is going to bless that. That's different. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I ain't never ashamed to tell about God's goodness, no matter where I go and what I do. Yeah, but I will tell you this. When you get on these shows, do your song, but you better find you some good old soul music that you can sing, that you ain't talking about licking and sticking it and riding and humming. And sing you, because as good as you can sing and play that guitar, I will break out on me a Johnny Taylor or a Joe Simon, man, in a minute. Because if not, people gonna say, that dude sang good, man, but come on, let's go and get the Pokey Bear, man. Let's go and get the Calvin Risson King. Okay, Josh, we in Georgia, but says sing something they like, because it's entertainment, man.
Oh yeah.
If people hire you and put you on a show, don't be pigeonholed in no box. And this is just my opinion. I don't have to be right. But what's right for me is what works for me. That's what I consider right. I don't consider what's right for me, what you think I ought to be doing,
Right.
and it don't make me feel good.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know, somebody might tell me, hey, eat all the ribs you want. Well, I like ribs, but I ain't gonna eat a whole rack of ribs and it's gonna make me sick.
Right.
So I gotta eat one and it make me feel cool and I back off. So I'm saying for me, again, when I do what I do, I pride myself as being the best. I live, breathe, sleep it, eat it. I study it. And some things that didn't work in the past, I try to take those out and I implement things that have worked, and I try to keep those in place because it's all about what the people like. So if people gonna hire you and book you on some of these shows, man, just sing good music. You ain't got to go out there and talk about all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let other people do that. That ain't Josh. But you can sing. So why not sing something soulful that the people gonna enjoy hearing you sing? You know, you don't want to just get on a blues festival and sing all gospel songs and people looking at you crazy, you know?
Rika said some of the same audience is there.
Yeah, because Rika and her folks was in North Carolina and they had a good time. Did we put on a good show, Rika? That's my girl, and she can sing too. Singing angels.
Okay, we got a question. How big of a deal is it for artists to understand that when they perform, that their presentation is tasteful and on point, where the people that paid for a good concert would enjoy it, other than the artist just thinking of themselves?
It's very important. That's what it's all about. That's what separates you from the rest, your presentation. That's what makes you be a professional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the music can only get you there. The song is gonna only get you there.
Right.
Your brand and your performance and all these other things that go along with it. The talent, man, is just 90%. I mean, the talent is only 10%. It's the other stuff, the management, the organization, your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The way you move, the way you carry yourself, your people around you.
Right.
All that helps it helps build your brand, you know? I remember back in the 90s when I was working with Glenn Jones, we had some guys playing. We went on overseas with Regina Bell and friends. Regina Bell, Glenn Jones, Howard Hewitt, Phil Perry. There were some guys playing, Ernest Walker and them and Chris Black and them, that worked for Music World, Matthew Knowles' company, Beyonce's dad.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to be in Houston, and I actually met Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams. The other girl wasn't with him, LaToya Luckett. I don't think. I met her at a different time, but Beyonce now. I didn't meet him to say, hey, how you doing? We got it cool. Just to see him and say, hey, what's up? You know, hey, how y'all doing? Da 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 da. Well, can't do that now with Beyonce.
Right.
She's the biggest artist in the world. You ain't gonna walk in the building and just run up on Beyonce
Right.
no more. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because her brand has changed. It has risen. So, you know, artists got to understand, first of all, in my opinion, be thankful and humble enough to understand that it's not them, and be grateful that you have an opportunity to do something that God has given you to change people's lives and to feed your family at the same time. Some jokers, when they get a hit record or a partial hit, think they got a hit, they lose it. They go crazy. They start thinking that it's about them.
Mm-hmm.
And it really ain't. Because see, some of these people that's thinking they got hit records, they don't really have hit records. Because the world have had a real hit record. When you got a real hit record, you won't have to call people to ask people to put you on shows. Your phone will ring. You follow me?
Yep.
You just got some regional success. And that's kind of really what happens a lot with the quartet groups. Some of them write songs. They song get a little buzz in the area where they living at. And because all of us got people that know us everywhere, in Chicago and Detroit and Alabama and stuff, other groups. Some groups book other groups just because they friends with them. That's what happened most of the time.
Yeah,
they don't
man,
book the
most
groups
of the
because
time.
they can draw nobody or sell no tickets. I booked you just because you'll bring me back to Memphis.
Right.
Now, we used to call it swapping out back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
I come to your anniversary, you come to mine.
That's why
It's no charge, swap out. But now the groups pay, I pay you $1,500, you pay me $1,500. Because you bring me to Memphis.
You might be worth $1,500, and that other group
They might not be worth nothing. Or nothing at all.
And they mad at you.
And then they get mad. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's because there's a false perception of what's really happening with their brand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you really, really, really understand the business and ask God for guidance, you'll get it, man. You know? And the quartet is gonna get back to where it is, because you still got group where it used to be. You got groups that's doing good. Cans are still there. And y'all can look for some good things coming up in the future from the Canton Spiritual, some new things. You got CC Williams and the QCs with Tommy and them. I mean, it's going to get there, man. It's going to get there. You got the Legends, you got Lil Roy, you got the Mickens, who I really, really like. You got Charles Wells, them, the Wells brothers. You got Lil Ronnie Strong. You got a lot of good groups, man. You know, what's your cousin? Riri Flowers, them.
Yeah.
Riri got a good group and got a good following. It's just some things that they got to do that nobody knows. They got to do it, you know, to raise their brand.
That's it.
Yeah. So if you got followers on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, and it ain't equating to dollars, then something you doing probably ain't really working. You know what I'm saying? You just got a lot of people looking at you,
You're right.
you know? So you got people that come on social media every week because they got a lot of followers. I want to get my numbers up, okay? Got your numbers up. Can I book you and take you in the auditorium and charge $20 and you sell 100 tickets or 200?
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, then you let me know that what you're doing has some value to it. See, my followers follow me, and it shows. So I have a concert and people come out. Now, do all of them like what I'm doing? Do all of them like what I'm saying? Do all of them like me? Probably not. Most of them don't really even know me personally like you do.
They like your presentation, though.
But they like what I'm selling.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. You know, I had this Jewish guy tell me, say, hey, you walk in the supermarket, go to the refrigerator, you got Coca-Cola and you got Pepsi. Which one do you buy? You buy the one that's got the best promotion to it, the best marketing. I've drank Pepsi before I drank Coke, so obviously I like both of them. But when you go in the store and you open up that door, which one do you buy? You buy the one that's sold the best, the one that looks the best, the one that's marketed the best. And actually, if you take them out of the cooler and you let them set for 3 days, they both taste the same. The only difference in the ingredients is the flavoring that makes Coke taste like the Coke, makes the Pepsi taste like. If you let it sit out, they both taste the same. They both get flat because they're made out of the same ingredients. Only thing is the flavoring and the packaging and the marketing.
Yeah.
So you choose what you like. And that's what I sell. I try to bring the artists that people like and put them together so that you don't have to choose. If I got a show with Calvin and King George and Tucker and whoever all on the same show, people gonna say, dog, instead of me waiting until next month to go down here and hear Tucker, then I gotta go over there and hear George, I can go do this and get them all on one show. Then my production is definitely gonna be better because I'm gonna have the right sound, I'm gonna have the right look, because I ain't hiring no shafts, none. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be good. And it's gonna be organized where everybody can come in and get the same experience and the same feeling.
Hey, well, Danny, what you got coming up next?
July 23rd in Holly Springs, we're gonna do a meet and greet for those few people in Holly Springs that want to actually get up close and personal with Calvin Richardson and the CRE family. We're gonna come do an artist talent review. On July 22nd, we're going to be in Texarkana, Arkansas at the Holiday Inn Convention Center there in Texarkana. CRE one night only. Calvin Richardson will actually perform in Texarkana. Gonna do a full show along with Bobby Ray, Billy D, Stacey Adams, Justin, the whole CRE family. We'll be there in Texarkana. It's called CRE One Night Only. Y'all can follow me on Facebook at Danny Lewis. I got like 3 or 4 different pages, but follow the page that's got my grandson on it, because that's the one I'm using. Or go to my Danny Boy fan page. You'll see it. Or follow Calvin Richardson. I am Calvin Richardson, the real one with the blue dot, the check, or whatever, however that is.
Check.
On Instagram, Danny Boy 1265. You'll see it. CRE One Night Only, July 22nd in Texarkana, Arkansas. We'll be there. So a lot of good stuff happening, man. Yep. Greenwood, Mississippi, this Saturday. We're going to be down in Greenwood. The Boston Blues, Stacey Adams will be there with Tucker, Sir Charles, Nathan Kimball, Jay Wan, a whole host of other artists. We coming to bring the heat to Greenwood. Mr. John Ray and Tyrone Lindsay show in Greenwood this weekend. So,
Last thing, Danny. We usually say an encouraging word, and you can get it. But first, before you get the encouraging word, Shaq, you got something you want to say, brother?
No, I ain't got nothing to say.
Okay, I ain't got nothing else to say. But Danny, before you give your last remark, just one more time, explain to us how important a sound crew is.
oh, it's everything. It's everything. We talking about why people value certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is because of the presentation, Josh. It's our fault. And I'm putting myself in that too, because I had to learn. It's the Quartet's fault. It's the Southern Soul people's fault. You know what I'm saying? If you go to see TLC, or just say Beyonce or Taylor Swift, or if you go online, just look online and see some of their concerts, man. You'll see why Prince was Prince. Or you'll see why Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson. They gave you a whole experience, the Calvin Richardson show is an experience. Now you got people that's calling now, they see him saying that, and they see us posting that, and then who is that? Van, oh yeah, thanks Van, my man, my guy.
Tony Muhammad said, "What's up, my boy Danny?"
What up, Tony? Brother Muhammad, that boy took care of us in St. Louis. That's my dude, man. So, but I'm saying though, like, when you see these concerts, they make you feel like it's something that you don't ever want to miss again. Mm-hmm. So if you go to a quartet program, and with all due respect, y'all hiring a guy that's doing, and shout out to JB. That's my man, because Jarvis is raising his brand. He's raising his brand. It's getting better and better. Now here's the thing. Just because y'all used to pay JB $500 or $700 to come do your anniversary, you need to start learning to respect him and pay him for what he's bringing to the table. Now, Chris Parks, Petey, them got a nice little medium sound system. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The guys are learning, but now we got to change the way we think about them too. Don't look for them to come do a $300 show for you, because it's your auntie. Pay them. You know what I'm saying? Then when you go out there and get to church and speak, we're going to use church sound system. Y'all too high. We'll stick with the church. And then the people mad. Oh, that preacher man had that old terrible equipment. Equipment wasn't that. No, it was you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to pay for it. Now, if you ain't got enough trust in your show to put the money in it, then don't do it.
Right.
That's the way I see it. If you don't think you ain't going to get but a couple hundred people out at $10, then you don't need to be doing no show. Have an open door program and take up offering.
Invite the mail course.
Yeah, and don't get mad because people don't want to do that.
That's it.
Because if you present it to be nothing, like, it's going to be nothing.
Yep.
It's going to be what you present it to be. And everything starts with the head. If you're in charge of it, you can make it be what you want it to be or need it to be. And if you can't, then just wait till you can do it, or don't do it at all. Don't jump up and have a show because you think George gonna draw a lot of people, or Calvin gonna draw a lot of people, or Tucker gonna bring out a big crowd, and you get them they deposit, put your flyer up on your social media page, then start don't want to pay for the sound when you get the rider. Well, man, somebody told me, see, you trying to get over. So said, man, I can get that stage for $700. That's what it costs for you talking about. Get it then. Why you calling me? You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I ain't gonna pay that much, man. I gotta see. My partner said, man, he can come do it. Then a week before the show, when you ain't got what the artist want, then you like, man, I ain't know, man, we needed all that, man. You know what I'm saying? You didn't look at the rider. You knew it, you didn't want to pay for it. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. See, stop just booking artists so you can make a lot of money and then don't care what the people think. Because what the people are gonna do is, they ain't gonna come in and say, oh, that dude, because most of the time, the ones that's doing their first or second or third show, the people don't know them no way.
Right.
They be thinking people know them because they cousin them. Nah, man, that's our show, man. We got a show, man. Man, we got King George coming. It's our show. People don't know you.
Yeah,
so when the people come in and they can't hear the sound or the track ain't loud enough, man, I don't know, man, because when I was down there, somebody messaged me. Well, I hope you have a band, because they didn't have no band in Little Rock. Well, I'm going to say it to you again. How about if I just book everybody band and let them play all the music, perfect, and don't bring the artists?
Right.
Do y'all still want to hear the band? No, they don't. See, people just be finding stuff, man, to get into. Learn what you're doing. Learn how to perfect your craft and present it to the public where they like it. Everybody ain't gonna respond to it the same way, but it's about the majority. The majority always wins. Who is that? Wayne.
Oh, man.
That's Pastor. But Satan has punked us all the way out. The blues is not a song, it's a feeling. Gospels, song focus on hope and healing. So-called, what they say, blues song focus on
Dope and feeling.
Dope and feeling. Yeah, to a certain degree, Pastor, to a certain degree, but it's all still a feeling. Like, some people get inspiration from listening to these songs because some of them are talking about love. You know what I'm saying? You can't just take one song because somebody make a line in it that's talking about smoking weed, but that's just something that they do. You know what I'm saying? It's no more than you eating too much Bluebell ice cream. When I say you, I'm not talking about him per se, but I'm saying another person. You know what I'm saying? That's just a young thing. When they say, you know, Keisha don't care if I get drunk or I smoke weed, that's just Keisha not caring. If he do those things, he's still talking about how much these three women love him. I'm keeping it real. Yeah. That's what he's saying. He's singing about those three women, those three imaginary women now, because it's just a song. You know what I'm saying? That's got him held down. One to lift him up, one to hold him down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? One over here, they all three got something that he enjoys, and that's what he's singing about. And it's still a good feeling because there's some people that live like that. You know? And then it's music. It's still a good song.
Well, I think I will say this. I know we got to go, but we can't really make no whole.
But pastor's a pastor, so I understand that, and I respect that, and he's right.
And that's my daddy, so
right.
But I would say I think a lot of times, if it's just a song, it's just a song. It could be a song about a stop sign, but if it don't say Jesus, it's the blues.
That's what you think?
No, I'm saying that's how most religious people think on it. Well, if it's not about church or Jesus or God, then you shouldn't be singing about it.
Well, that's their belief. That's what they believe in. And if that's what makes them happy, if that's what gets them through, then I'm all for that. That's what they need. For me, with all due respect, I grew up in the church, but I will openly say I'm not a religious person anymore. I'm a very spiritual person. I have a very, very deep spiritual relationship with God. I'm one of those cats, man, that really, 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 and I'm not just saying this because I'm live, I pray 3 times a day, sometimes more, but at least 3. I got a good relationship with God. And he talks to me just like I'm sitting there talking to y'all. But a lot of the religious beliefs and stuff, I don't get down with them no more. Because they don't fit what they don't fit what makes me and the people that I'm responsible for. They don't fit that no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to not promote concerts because they're not gospel. This is how I feed my family. And I'm a very integral man. You know this. I'll help anybody. I come to the need of people all the time. You know, there's been people that are good to me, and I appreciate that. But some of the training and teachings and belief that I learned growing up, I ain't with that no more because they stagnate me from being successful.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not disrespecting anybody because I got the utmost respect for your daddy.
Right.
Matter of fact, when I came in, I went in and spoke to him and hugged your mama. I respect him. I respect all ministers and preachers. But if that works for them and the people that they preside over, then that's them. You know, and if I came to listen to him, he's a great speaker. I'd be on y'all podcast, on y'all, what is it?
The Clubhouse we used to.
Yeah, I'd be on the Clubhouse sometimes. Him and all those guys on there, I get a lot of inspiration from them, from speaking. Sometimes I come on there when I be down, and he'll say something, and some of those other ministers that will pick me up and give me encouragement and the ability, the intestinal fortitude, we used to call it in wrestling, down inside to get up and keep on going. You know? Yeah, so I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, this is what I do for a living.
It's a job.
It's a job, and that's all I take it as. That's all I take it as. I don't smoke weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So some things I just don't do because it ain't me. Think about this. One of the biggest songs in the world I was looking at, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Don't worry, be happy.
Bobby McFerrin.
Don't worry. Ain't singing about no person. Ain't singing about no one.
Damn. Well, hold on. At the end of the day,
biggest songs in the world.
but listen now, I'm gonna say this because that's a great example of the song, because that song, we're gonna say it's secular, you're gonna say it's not gospel, but the underlying message of the song is scriptural.
Don't worry. Be happy. Trust God. Depend on God. Now, he didn't say Jesus or God in the song,
But he said what Jesus said.
but it's inspirational. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't singing about no woman.
I would make this statement I made the other day, but that probably go to a whole nother. You know, the one I was talking about the band when I
What?
Said.
I was saying, well, if everything is secular, why do church people let their kids in the band or something? Because I'm saying it's
Well,
still secular music, right?
here's what I believe. And I only deal with stuff, man, that fits me and my life. Here's what I believe. I believe that because of the way that we were trained and raised about Christianity and about religion, especially in the South, because of the hardships that we went through. And when I say we see, y'all, there's some things I experienced in life that you haven't experienced. You gonna experience some things in life that your nieces and nephews not. Your daddy now, my mama now, they experience a life that we can only read about or see about in a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Us looking at Emmett Till on a story, it's like, man, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have took this. I wouldn't have done this. But if you lived back then, you were subject to get that same treatment, depending on how you carried yourself. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't see life like they did. We don't know what religion meant to them. I don't know how that made my mom and them get through. That was their thing that made them get through what they had to go through.
Right.
We not gonna feel the same about it because we didn't go through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So we got to experience things on our own and understand it for ourselves.
And that's where that spiritual relationship with God
Yeah.
comes in at. Because you ain't gonna not have trouble or sickness or bad health just because you're in church all your life.
Right.
You're not gonna experience financial discrepancies just because you go to church every Sunday. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But your faith allows you, and your faith and belief in God allows you to trust Him enough, that supreme being, that whatever you're going through, He can make it better for you. All you got to do is sustain it and be able to take the pressure. So for me, a song ain't stopped me from doing nothing. Now we say with the younger generation that rap music and all that stuff, yeah, that's part of it, because if these people live it, and that's it, your culture is only the way that you live and what you believe about the way that you live, the things that you're around every day. See, most of these people that's creating violence and stuff live around that stuff every day. So it's a normal way of life for them. It's a way for them. They think it's okay to hustle and rob and carjack and stuff because that's what they living around. It's only about how they believe, how they feel about what they believe. Now you got some people
once did live around.
You got some people that grow up in that and they say, hey, this ain't right. I'm gonna graduate high school, I'm gonna go off to college, I'm gonna move, and they ain't coming back around this only to Christmas or to see grandmama or to visit mama now.
Yeah.
But it's the way they believe, it's what they feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So if you take normalcy and you put that stuff in a person every day from childhood to when they old enough to understand stuff, and you make them think that it's okay. I see people have their little bitty babies and stuff in Pampers, twerking and dropping it on social media. Well, the parent that's doing that think that that's okay because that's the way they live. Now, what is that child gonna think?
Same way.
Know what I'm saying? But now,
Or worse.
But when they put it out there, and some pedophile or somebody sees it and grab hold to it, and come and whoa, well, they should have done something. They should have. If you allowing your kids to walk to school every day by themselves, young teenage girls or little bitty boys, I see little bitty kids when I ride into Memphis, walking to school and from school every day. You leaving the door open for somebody to do something to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what we think and how we feel about the way that we live, man. I don't want to live like that. I don't live like that. So I work hard to be financially stable where I can keep my family away from that. And this is how I do it. So for me, if anybody, and I value everybody's opinion, but if anybody think that because I grew up in church and around gospel music that I'm wrong for making a living and providing for my family by doing so-called secular music, because if I'm correct, and you can Google this, the word secular means without God. I don't do anything without God. See, that's just another old saying that somebody came up with because it wasn't of the church. Just my opinion.
So you just basically opened up a whole nother conversation. There's some churches without God. So
well, let me say this. Let me say this.
That's true. Everybody ain't called now.
It's just my opinion. Let me say this. I know guys that want to be preachers because of the success and the fame and the finance that come along with it. Follow what I'm saying? So if you got preachers that got a mega church that got 3,000 to 5,000 members, and they live in the big mansion out in the suburbs, and they got Bentleys and Rolls Royces, and their wives driving Range Rovers, and they got a $300,000-$400,000 a year stability package, they call it, and then they making $1.2 million a year salary. But your church in the hood, and the majority of your members are people that can barely pay their bills from check to check. Now, my opinion is, I don't think that's right. I think a leader's supposed to be giving, supposed to be leading, and being willing to give back to the people that follow him, just like a father. That's what I think. Now, am I right? I don't know, but that's what works for me. That's my opinion.
People perish because of lack of knowledge.
Yeah, so and you gotta if you go back and you research the origin of religion and Christianity, it was basically Christianity was forced on people that had other religious beliefs in other countries because countries were coming in overthrowing them for their natural resources. This goes way back before the United States and slavery and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Read about the Crusades, where the King of England got the King of France and Spain, and they went into Africa together and conquered the continent of Africa because they had all this wealth and natural resources there. And if you take somebody's stuff and you control them and you take away what they used to and you force on them what you used to, that's going to become a part of them. You know, they put all these countries together and they went into Africa to overthrow Africa because they wasn't strong enough to do it on their own. They went down there first, but them big Africans, the Moors and stuff was kicking their butt. And they had to come back and regroup. Hey, if y'all follow me and we go down there together and we take all our soldiers together, then you could have West Africa and you could have South Africa and I'll give you East Africa now, and we'll take the whole country. I mean, it's just...
Mr. Van.
What Van say? He know I'm right. Van's a historian.
Yeah, I already know.
Van's a historian. So, I mean, man, you know, it's to me, man, I got my relationship. Huh?
Me and Bro Van go to the same church.
What do Van be saying when y'all stay in church past 12 o'clock? I bet he be looking at his watch. Man,
he ain't gonna say too much.
Huh?
He ain't gonna say too much.
Not open, Bob. He gonna be mumbling, man. Daddy, man. I gotta go, man. I mean, man, they holding too long, man. That's my dude, though. But yeah, that's my belief. And I'm just saying it worked. My relationship with God works for me. And that's what I'm gonna stick with. You know, you ain't gonna catch me jumping up, claiming to be. I think I've been called a priest because I started having a hard time. I ain't gonna do that. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. You know, I'm not gonna run to the church if my lights get cut off. Or if something happened to me financially. I ain't gonna go. If I get sick and somebody wanna do something for me, God bless them. I thank you and I appreciate it. But that's why I got health insurance. That's why I got life insurance. And I pay it. So that if something happens to me, my wife then won't have no GoFundMe and no jar out at the corner store. And you know, I'm worth more dead than I am alive. I probably shouldn't tell her daddy that. He might want to knock me off. No, that's what I'm just saying, you know, that's why I learned to do the right things. I hadn't always thought like that. I hadn't always been like that.
Right.
That works for me. If that's words of encouragement and that encourages somebody, then that's what it is. God bless you.
Danny.
But,
Is that your words of encouragement for the night?
That's encouragement.
I mean, no, my thing, listen, man, my thing is for guys, take care of your health because, you know, and I want to send condolences out to my friends, to the family of my friend, Spencer Bouvier Taylor III, friends for over 40 years, a solid, good friendship. Bouvier was a solid guy, in my opinion. And to Benny Hill, I knew
Big
Benny.
Benny.
Benny and I wasn't close, but I knew Benny from his days with Doc McKenzie, and then a couple of years after Doc, he played with Christian Ayers for a little while. I hadn't seen Benny in 20 years, but still though, any of the brothers that are around my age, man, that passed on, I send condolences out to the families, and I don't know what happened, and I ain't trying to find out. I just know that Bouvier was my dude, you know, and he will be missed by me. But any of us, young or old, we don't know when our time's coming. Just try to be ready, try to be prepared, but go and check on your health. Check on your health, man. Go and don't just take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it for granted, especially when you get our age and in our age demographic. You know, health is very important. We out here on this road. We do a lot of traveling. I'm gone a lot. I put a lot of miles on the road, on my body and in the air and all this stuff. And fatigue sets in. Take care of your mind. You know, rest your mind and ask for spiritual guidance. That's my words of encouragement. Now, that may not work for everybody. Some people think that they can go and keep on going, you know, and they ain't gonna never happen. But that's what works for me, you know. And if I leave here today, I want y'all to know one thing. that my business is in order. What I mean by that is that you don't have to be worried about how you're gonna bury Danny.
Yes, sir.
So take care of your business. Learn the business. You know, there's too many ways to get insurance now. You can get insurance, pay it. You know, cut back on some of those habits that we all got. Bluebell ice cream. Fairest ever strawberry shakes. And Doc go get him a strawberry shake, man.
Strawberry shake.
Oh yeah, he gonna get a strawberry shake and some Debo's when he come to Memphis.
Hey, that Debo rough though
Debo's
now.
right now.
I ain't
Debo's
never cared for Debo.
Shaq, man, Shaq, I don't
you
like
heathen.
Debo.
Oh, you heathen. You don't like Debo's?
It's too salty.
Doc, you hear this?
Too salty for me.
God, you a heathen.
Hey man, you a heathen. You don't like Debo's, man. You heathen.
Hey, what's the
Doc.
other place though? I like the nautical one. Ain't
What's
that what
that?
it called?
Talking about
The
Crumpy.
Bayou Wing. Yeah, I like crumpies too now.
Bayou who?
Bayou Wings. They
I
call
heard of that one.
Zydeco Wings.
Yeah,
Where's that
Zydeco
at?
wing. Is it? I think the
I
play
don't know.
called.
Nash, no, he was on here early on.
Oh.
Yeah, Rich.
He took a little-
Oh, Richard Nash. But then Richard don't count. Richard like Mikey. He'll eat anything. My nephew Ricky. Give it to Richard. He'll eat anything.
Man, I said get saved, Shaq.
Well, I gotta be saved, bro.
That
saying.
Debo right. Somebody got to be wrong.
Huh? Debo, oh, yeah, Shaq. I'm telling you, man. You eat. What's Debo's you eat at? You must
The
have
one
ate the
John
one in
went to.
Atlanta.
On Riverdale.
Oh, Josh, that's a spot. What
That's what I'm talking about.
See, like, I ate the seasoned wings. I ain't like they were too salty to me.
Okay,
Yeah, the season.
Alright, okay.
Now, man, I think I tried Honey Gold. They were straight.
Yeah, I
I
think
give you a pass on the deal, man. I give you a pass, man. They might have the wrong.
They might have to cook it
seasoning in
heavy-handed.
that. Yeah, heavy-handed on the season.
It's heavy-handed with back there that day.
Well, Danny, we appreciate you for coming. I hear somebody coming up them stairs. I think
I
we
hope it
got
ain't your daddy. Oh, hey,
Come on, then.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Thank
Come on,
you.
man.
Oh,
People, hey,
now, that's one of my drives I can run. What's going on there with
I'm gonna put that line right now.
tell them, hey, homie.
Hey, hold on. See that? You should have went out. You should have.
Everybody doing. I'm sorry.
You should have went. You should have went straight home.
I was standing up on that one.
You know what jumped your butt in. You should have went straight home. You go. We always live, homie.
Okay.
We get ready to do some warrior work.
Some
It's war
studio work.
time.
Yes,
War
sir.
time.
It's war
Glad I'm in
time.
here, homie. I'm glad I'm in here. I can squall now. Josh, tell me one thing
Okay.
before we leave. How do you produce a quartet squall?
I don't know.
You know, I did that for Ferris. That's what Ferris asked Harvey. Right? But Harvey, how do you produce a squall? Man, I can't say it, but I can squall. I ain't gonna Okay, you can squall, man. How do you produce a squall, man? Sing the song.
Hey, that
Squall
ounce- that ounce is
right
nothing.
here.
Yeah, man. That's it.
225, I want you to squall.
I can't sing that part, but I can squall. Now, we don't want you to squall, Doc. You see? So can a lion. We get the lion to squall, man. Like, we don't want you to squall. Squall in live. Don't squall on the record, man. Ow!
Oh, man. Well, Danny,
Thank you again, man. Hey, we appreciate everybody for coming out May 28th. Thank you. We coming back next year bigger, better, and stronger. Thanks, Shaq. We're going to Debo's when we come up from Memphis.
Ferris agreed with me. He said nothing.
That's what fast. Doc say nothing.
Very last thing. Who you taking in the finals?
I want Jimmy Butler to pull it out, but Jokic too much, I think. I think Jokic a little too much there.
Danny?
Come on, man. You ain't got to ask me that. Come on. Jokic and money.
Jokic
Too much, man. He's been unstoppable
Jokic
the
too
whole
much.
year. He's been unstoppable the whole season. They don't have no answer for him. But I like Jimmy Buckets, and I like Kyle Lowry.
Well,
Know why? Because
Why?
he's consistent. Consistency always works.
yeah.
But I don't think they got an answer for them. I don't think so.
They a
Well,
hard
like
fighting team
Carolina.
though.
Well, I'm just gonna
What Dale say?
watch the game. Shaq, don't do it.
Who you got, Dale?
Dale said he with Jim.
I'm with him, but I'm just
Yeah.
going by
I'm
what I
being
see.
realistic, man. I like him, but I like Jimmy Buckets, but I don't think they got an answer for the
They
big
got
boy,
an-
man.
I don't
That
think they
boy
got
he's dominant. He's a special player.
I love him though.
Said he.
He's a special player.
Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I know that we've had so much fun, but the clock on the
Hold
wall
on, let me
says
ask you
that's
this before.
all.
Did you tell people that you playing on some Southern Soul shows, blues shows? Or are you ashamed of that?
No. Yeah.
Okay, book Josh Miles, man. Want some good talent, book Josh Miles. I'm all about getting good talent, man.
Well, yeah. We really doing the best we can to get the word out right now. That we doing them kind of dates or whatever, but
Do not be ashamed. The scripture says that your gift will make room for you, and also your talent. It didn't say how. Am I right?
you right there.
Yeah, it didn't say how. It didn't say you had to go to First Pleasant Hill for it to make room for you. Or whatever church you attend. I'm just saying, it didn't say that, man. You got a family, and you got goals, and you got responsibilities. So get you some money. If it's legal, get you some money, man. Play your guitar and sing.
You are.
A shopper, yeah. But now just know that when you get out there, it's a grind, just like the quartet is. All of it is grind. You can't stop the work. Look at Stacey Adams' video when he tell you can't stop putting in the work.
Oh yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Even when you make it, the worst thing to do is relax when you get it, because it's a lot harder to keep than it is to get it.
Oh yeah.
I ain't relaxing. I always got my foot on the gas.
Yes, sir.
Yep. As long as I can master it. You hear that? Yeah.
And I say this because my dad probably still watching it. It's not necessarily, I ain't necessarily singing the blues. I'm just doing good music. I'm
He
doing.
ain't singing the blues, Pastor. He singing. He gonna do 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, and everybody out there gonna dance with it. Now, some people might have a beer in their hand, but Josh ain't gonna have one.
Nah, I ain't
They
gonna have
gonna
that.
dance. And then before he come off stage, when I say that y'all enjoy Josh Miles, do y'all want one more? Do y'all want one more? And I want him to say, bam, 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 bam. Josh, take your time, son. Well, I wasn't gonna sing this, but listen, y'all. If you get anything out of life, because we gotta keep it booked. We gotta keep it booked, Pastor. You gotta keep it booked, man. I'm just saying. Hey, then when he buy you that new 2024 Cadillac, because he been on some of these big festivals, you gonna say, that's my boy, Josh. That's my son now. That's my son.
He crazy.
Hey, I'm telling the truth. That changes everything.
Everything with that.
That changes it. That check changes everything, buddy. I guarantee you. Ask Little Richard.
They do it, though.
Yeah, ask James Brown. Ask Shaq Dad. Shaq Dad came up out of nowhere trying to be a dad. Yeah, that's my boy.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. That check changed everything, man. Get that check, it'll change everything. Well, you know, I used to think that boy was wrong, but I'm gonna go on bless him. Give him my blessings now. Pull up in that Cadillac or that big body Benz.
That Maybach.
Yeah.
But daddy, last thing,
You said last
You
day,
said
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
that church ain't
Huh?
that church right there. Ain't,
That's church, man. I'm just keeping it real, man. That's all I
Made the
do.
Lord watch.
we're not gonna hold you long.
Well, yeah, hey, let me tell you this. No, listen, I'm going to tell you this, and everybody on here can agree with this. If you don't take care of your responsibility as a man, I don't care what you do in church or on your job or nowhere, God is not going to be pleased with you.
That's true.
I'm dropping the mic on that one.
Yeah, we can go on that one right there, Danny.
Now y'all can book me if you want me to speak.
Book them for your next engagement.
901-355-7318. That's 901-355-7318.
Daddy Boy Entertainment.
That's right.
We can go
Thank
out
y'all,
like this,
man.
Josh.
Thank y'all
Don't
for
go
having
out right now.
I'm Josh Miles.
And I'm Shaq Riley.
And I'm Danny Boy. We'll see y'all next time. I learned to hear and listen with my eyes. Now watch what you do.
Thank you for joining I Hear You
Podcast.
Good night.